Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here today. My name is Yoshiaki Kinoshita. As Mr. Moderator introduced me, I'm from Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology of Japan. But today, I do not talk about Japan's activities. I'm going to talk about how governments build up cooperation to respond to global challenges and which pursued public and private partnership. The government of Japan is a member of Group on Earth Observations called GEO. And then because government of Japan is working closely with Secretariat of GEO, so today on behalf of Dr. Barbara Ryan, Secretary Director of GEO, I'm going to have a presentation today. Today I'm going to talk about these 4 topics. First, I'm talking about what GEO is. And the second, we'll introduce some examples of GEO, or GEO's effort, what GEO is doing. One is data sharing. The second one is use of Earth observation data and information for decision making in societal challenges. And finally, I would like to introduce newly started GEO's initiatives on private sector initiatives. So I would like to start by outlining GEO and its activities. The Group on Earth, GEO, is coordinating efforts to build a global Earth observation systems of systems called GEOS. GEO was launched in response to calls for action by the 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development and by the G8 leading industrialized countries. 3 high-level meetings was held. This slide shows one of the meetings. Those meetings recognized that international cooperation is essential for exploiting the growing potential of Earth observation to support decision-making in response to global challenges. GEO's vision is to realize future wherein decisions and actions for the benefit of humankind are informed by coordinated, comprehensive, and sustained Earth observation and information. GEO is constructing GEOS on the basis of 10-year implementation plan for the period of 2005 to 2015. The plan describes GEO's objectives. First, improved and coordinated observations. Second, advanced broad open data policies and practices. And third, foster increased use of Earth observation data and information. And lastly, build capacity. GEO is a voluntary partnership of governments and international organizations. It provides a framework within which these partners can develop new projects and coordinate their strategies and investments. As of March 2013, GEO members include 87 governments and European Commissions. In addition, 67 participating organizations. Those are the 67 participating organizations. So this is the outline of GEO. So move to the next topic. I would like to introduce GEO's fundamental activities. The first one is promoting full and open access to data and information. Geos is a system of systems which proactively link together existing and planned systems around the world. It will promote common technical standards so that data from thousands of different instruments can be combined into coherent data sets. These are those satellites of which data you can access through the GEOS. And also in situ data is also available. And this is a web page of GEO, one of GEO's web page called the GEO Portal. The GEO Portal provides an entry point to access Earth observation information and services. GEO Portal provides a variety of services. First one is Geospatial Portal Service, providing user interface for viewing and discovering data information services available in GEOS. And the second one is Portrayal Viewer Service, allowing the displaying and handling of maps and context information from various sources. And third, interface to GEOS catalog service called GCI, allowing catalog service in an interoperative manner. This is a kind of images of GCI. The GCI stands for GEOS Common Infrastructure, which allows the users to access, search, and use the data, information, tools, and services available in GEOS, contributed by GEO member states and participating organizations voluntarily. This slide shows that once this system was in operation, use of GEOS was being growing rapidly. And the data and metadata and products are shared by GEOS on the basis of full and open exchange principles. It is expected that data and products made available at minimum time delay and minimum cost. All shared data, metadata, and products being free of charge or no more than cost of reproduction is encouraged for research and education use. This slide shows the historical data of the amount of Landsat data delivered from GEOS, GCI. Once this distribution starts, it is growing rapidly. Now, daily average of data delivered is 5,700 scenes per day, and it is 100 times bigger than when GEO started. It's very huge growth. And then I'm moving to the next activity, how governments and their partners use Earth observation data and information for decision making in societal challenges. The 10-year implementation plan I mentioned earlier defines a vision statement for GEOS, its purpose and scope, expected benefits, and these 9 societal benefit areas, so-called SBA. Geos will yield a broad range of societal benefits. Notably, so for example, disaster, it says reducing risks and the loss of life and property from natural and human-induced disasters. About health, understanding environmental factors affecting human health and well-being, like etc., etc. So I will show you some examples of SBA-related activities. In 2011, GEO has announced that it is establishing a global agricultural monitoring initiative in response to G20 action plan on food price volatility, and to improve food security and market stability around the world, and particularly in vulnerable countries. The GEO Global Agricultural Monitoring Initiative, named GEOGLAM, will bring together existing national and regional monitoring systems for monitoring global agricultural production of 4 world major crops like wheat, maize, soybeans, and rice. This chart explaining the one of GEOGLAM activity, it mentions the crop condition in 2010 when Russia suffered drought. And then the area colored in a sort of red, it means the production decreased by 30% from regular production. So at that time, wheat price rose over 80% in 6 months. And then this is an example of wheat. And then for Asia, JAXA, my original agency, and other member states start rice crop monitoring called Asia Rice Project. And then this shows the relationship between the crop production and the price. So GEOGLAM provides information necessary for early warning and food security. There are some other examples. This is GeoBon is about biodiversity. And then this is about climate change. Many projects are running now. And also this is a disaster information. And this is a classification and mapping. And this is a land cover products project. And this is one of land cover projects, Global Forest Observing Initiative, called GFOI, which is a special project to provide information such as forest degradation and mapping of particular forest type to the UN bodies like FAO, Red Plus, and IPCC, so that these bodies can receive necessary information on greenhouse gas emissions and removals, which they need for their decision making. This slide show about water information, like soil moisture or rainfalls. And this is about cold region monitoring, Antarctic like that. So let's move on to my final section and the very important one for today, concerning cooperation with private sector. As I explained, Geo provided data and information for the benefit of society. But there is a limitation to reach out to the citizens, who is the final users of benefited from the Earth observation data and information, because GEO is an intergovernmental organization. There is a missing piece to reach to the citizens, and GEO thinks private sector can fill such piece. This view comes to these two phrases circled in the bracket. So, namely, the private sector may work along the entire information chain, data providers, value-added products and services, and downstream users. And private sector engagement would also bring additional expertise and resources to SBA-related services. So based on this understanding, among member states, last November, GEO approved broadening the stakeholder network. That is part of the reason that Earth observation has been making a transition from R&D phase to operational and business phase. The government and their agencies have developed new technologies and showed what they can do for society with such new technologies. And because they are very useful for society, so governments have to move forward now and make them operational ones. However, their budget do not allow them to do everything by themselves. So governments look for public and private cooperation. Not only the public sector, but also a private sector may benefit from kind of partnership, such as increased data sharing, exploitation of integrated Earth observations from the provision of SBA, promotion of business use of Earth observation data, and more. So GEO is now trying to setting up a yearly forum on private sector engagement with GEO, which is now proposed to generate private sector views and recommendations on GEO actions, initiatives, and tasks. And second, to reflect their views on how the partnership should further develop. Toward developing a proper design for the forum, interviews with the member states has just begun. We would appreciate if you could give us your idea how to make this partnership to a win-win partnership. This is just an example of public-private cooperation in Japan. JAXA, Japanese Space Agency, and other data providers open their data to the society now. And then service providers produce value-added products as valuable information for end users. So in this slide case, it is fishery information. So from the far left, data sea surface temperature becomes information on fishing place. So fisherman directly goes to the fishing point and can save the fuels, 60% of fuels. So there is no exchange of funds between data providers and service providers, but benefit from Earth observation reaches to end users. Like this case, I believe regional response to global challenge could be conducted by public and private cooperation. So let me summarize my presentation today. So first one is Geo is an intergovernmental organization. And the second, Geo is focusing on social benefit area to address global challenges. And third, public-private sector cooperation can benefit SBA activities and lots of stakeholders. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Terima kasih.